It's been 4 years since this gentleman last stopped by, and it's been too long, quite frankly. The legend himself, the man who plays Victor Newman from Young and the Restless and so much more in his legendary career, just celebrated his 43rd anniversary on the #1 rated soap. Season 50 of Young and the Restless airs weekdays on CBS. The great Eric Braeden here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Yes.
I didn't realize it was 4 years ago. My God.
It's been that long.
Whoa.
Time flies, doesn't it, Eric?
Oh, you're looking young and strong and
restless?
Hey.
That we take for granted.
Thank you.
Sitting on that chair behind the desk makes you restless.
Thank you, sir.
Trust me.
Greatly appreciate it.
What is the best
The
dad
best dad ever, it says. Yes.
That's
what I've got going on right here. I'm trying
nice,
to clean up
man.
my stuff so you can see it.
I just had dinner with my granddaughter last night.
Oh, great. Terrific.
She's 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you picked up the check.
I picked up the check.
Very good. Understood. So what sports are you watching these days, Eric? What are you checking out?
You know, Rick, I'm missing football a lot.
Okay, it's coming back.
I miss that a lot.
Yes.
Obviously, watch the NBA playoffs.
Mm-hmm. You watching the Women's World Cup?
The Women's World Cup I've watched.
Because you're a soccer guy. You played.
Well, I played and won the U.S. Championship in 1973.
Yes, let me ask you.
The Maccabees.
Exactly, here in Los Angeles, California, right? Okay.
We won the final against a team from Cleveland, the Cleveland Italians. Anyway, the women's soccer.
Yes.
It all started. The most extraordinary story in sports history in America is the birth and the evolution of the AYSO, American Youth Soccer Association.
I'm very well aware of it. My children have played, all three of my kids have played AYSO soccer. Yeah.
In 1964, a German-American fellow called Hans Stieler, who lived in Torrance, he and his wife had 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls.
Yes.
He was soccer crazy. He said, I want my girls to play as well. So he came to us as we were playing at Dorsey High School, Jackie Robinson Stadium. There was a great Los Angeles Soccer League. We were warming up, and we knew him. And he said, I'm going to start an organization called the American Youth Soccer Association, AYSO. Both boys and girls will play. And we said, well, good luck. We laughed.
Yes.
Very condescending about it. Girls play soccer, it's nonsense. So lo and behold, my oldest friend in L.A., Dan Tanner from Dan Tanner's restaurant.
Yes.
Gave the seed money to this fellow, Hans Stieler.
I had no idea.
$6,000, $10,000 to buy uniforms and all that.
Yeah.
That's how the AYSO started. That is why we have had the women's team in America win 3 world championships.
All born from that day.
All born from that day right here in Torrance.
I had no idea. I thought, and I think you guys can back me up, I thought Dan Tana's greatest gift to life was the chicken parmesan.
Yes. And the chopped salad.
And I think we're all in
100%. 100%.
But it really was he helped seed the money for AYSO soccer?
Because I played for a team at the time,
yes,
owned by Jean Leon, who owned La Scala, which was the restaurant in Beverly Hills.
Another great establishment here in Los Angeles, California.
And Dan Tanner was the maître d' at La Scala.
Okay.
But he managed the soccer team that Jean Leon owned on the side.
So he went from La Scala to Dan Tana's in the same way that Craig went from Dan Tana's to Craig's.
Precisely. Exactly.
I mean, it's all coming together, and the women are Women World Cups, and and the chicken parm's great at Craig's too.
And the chops, yes, precisely.
And the chops,
exactly.
And the chops out. So, is it true? Again, let's get to this here. Victor Newman is the finest in the form of Eric Braeden here on the Rich Eisen Show. Is it true that you scored a National Challenge Cup 1973? You talked about it. You scored a penalty kick in the championship game to win it all.
The first goal was the first goal of the match. We won it altogether, I think, 3-2, but I scored the first goal. I was very good at kicking penalties. When I see them nowadays, the American women's national team, lost in the penalty kick.
Yes, I saw that.
And I see them try all kinds of fancy stuff. Very simple. I didn't miss in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Way I did it is run at it hard and put slice on it. I would tell the goalie that corner. If you hit it hard enough and put slice, the ball goes away from the goalkeeper.
They wouldn't even know.
He may touch it, maybe not, but it's the best way to kick a penalty.
So none of this tiptoeing, none of this
That's all
stuff?
bullshit. Just run at it and boom.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. So that's true. We have some. We've got Eric Braeden here on the Rich Eisen Show. I have. We just chose 4 facts from your life's work and being Eric Braeden that we need to know if it's true or false. We haven't played Celebrity True or False in quite some time. So it's good to have Eric Braeden here. Hit it, please. We have some great production value as well.
Celebrity True or False?
You can't handle the truth.
All right, Celebrity True or False with Eric Braeden here. True or false, your Young and the Restless character, Victor Newman, was originally set for a 26-week run, but became so popular after you imprisoned your wife's lover and you became a regular on the show. Is that the true story?
After I imprisoned my wife's lover, they thought it was just the right thing to do. So, good example to American manhood.
No.
You find your wife philandering around, you lock them in the basement.
So that sounds like Beauty and the Beast almost. Not to go full Disney here, but in all seriousness, though, that you originally only set for half a year, that was it?
3 months.
3 months?
3 months.
So that's the 12-week run.
It was just I didn't even know what a soap was. I don't watch television during the day, except for the Rick Eisen Show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And Dabney Coleman. You know Dabney?
Of course.
Dabney Coleman, he and I would play tennis together. He's a very good tennis player. And I said, they asked me to see some people who run a soap. What's a soap? He says, do it, you love it. And upon that recommendation, did I even go to the interview? And the rest is a 43-year-long history.
Wow. And so it was a tennis game with Dabney Coleman that led to you agreeing to go
I respected him as an actor very much, and I respected his opinion. He says, do it, you'll love it.
And?
I hated it the first year.
Oh, really?
Hated it. I couldn't stand it. It was too limiting. It is too the pace is extraordinary. When a nighttime television show shoots between 8 and 12 pages a day, a film 2 or 3 pages a day, we shoot 100 pages a day.
That's a lot of pages. That's a lot of pages.
Do you know what that means as far as learning dialogue is concerned? The most I've ever done were 62 pages in one day. And that was, we didn't think I could do it, but I did it. And you cram. And
you just go right up, you go right up and kick it like a penalty kick, right?
Yeah.
Tiptoe
Yes,
around.
exactly.
Boom.
By the way, that's a very good example.
Okay.
A lot of my success in acting had to do with sports. Sports, you do it.
Yeah.
You may feel nerves. When I did Broadway, for example, with Geraldine Page, 1965, opening night was frightening. You go back and you say, you will not intimidate me. As in sports, you will not intimidate. Every athlete is nervous before an important game.
Yeah, sure.
So that sports, in that sense, helped a great deal.
Eric Braeden here on the Rich Eisen Show, continuing Celebrity True or False. True or false, Eric Braeden, you were offered the role of 007 James Bond in the early 1970s. Yay or nay?
I'd done a film at Universal Studios called Colossus, The Forbin Project, which would be a very good film for people to see now because it was about supercomputers.
Okay.
And I developed the American supercomputer and the equivalent on Russia's side. And Cubby Broccoli, who produced James Bond films, saw that film and asked me to have lunch with him and my agent. And they thought at the time that I might be from the British Commonwealth somewhere. And he said, do you still have a British passport? I said, I have a German passport. And the curtain went down.
That's it. That's
He
it.
says they would have a revolution in England if a German played James Bond. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, that was it. Exactly.
That was the end of it. So if you were a Brit, you would have been able to do
I would
it?
have probably been done doing it, yeah. Brit or someone who was a member of the Commonwealth.
Well, sure, right. I mean, obviously, Sean Connery wasn't a
he was
Brit.
Scottish,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Lazenby was an Aussie. New Zealand, Canada. No, not even Canada. I don't think.
So that was the end of that.
That was the end of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
True or false, Eric Braeden, the scene in which your character, John Jacob Astor IV, drowned in Titanic
Right.
was one of the scariest moments in your career. True or false?
True.
What happened?
I was done a lot of stunts, Rat Patrol, Combat, all the action films I ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, they came to me the night before and said, James asked if you want to do it. I said, what does it entail? Well, water will come in from all sides. And then at a certain point when you go up the stairs and turn, that will be the cue to unleash 150 tons through the ceiling.
Whoa.
I said, really? And I said, yeah. I said, have you rehearsed it? He says, well, we can't. It's all computerized. I said, huh.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, let's do it, but you give me as many rehearsals as I want until I feel safe.
Yes.
So we had dry rehearsals, about 5 or 6, and thank God we did. They had, I think, 9 cameras. All the camera people were in a diving suit, an oxygen tank. And I said, well, what the hell is it for me? So you just walk from here, and then as the water comes in, I said, yeah, but how far does it? Well, we don't quite know. So,
Okay.
okay, so, So we drive, rehearse it a few times, and I said, okay, okay. You mean at this point I turned, yes. I said, and you give the cue to the guy who unleashes the water. He says, yep. I said, we have never rehearsed that. He said, no. All right. This was just before Christmas. I remember. Then suddenly, action. And the water starts coming in on the sides. What they hadn't reckoned with is that all the furniture started floating. Where you are sitting now, that started floating. Tables, everything. So, whoa, holy shit, what's going on? So I am going up the stairs, and I think this may be my last Christmas, or before Christmas time.
You really thought that?
I really thought so.
And then the water comes crashing in?
Well, so then it gets higher and higher and higher. Suddenly the camera people disappear, but they have oxygen tanks on. And I said, shit. So I'm walking up the stairs, and suddenly, boom, the glass ceiling broke, and all the water comes down. And I must say, I'd done a lot of stunts, a lot of dangerous situations in my life, but that scared the daylights out of me. And we barely made it. And afterwards they told me, well, you know, we had a diver up there, a professional diver, who would have gone into the water to save you. Anyway, yes.
That's true.
That was scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eric Braeden here on the Rich Eisen Show. Last one for you, and then we're going to put you to work as well with reading some of our favorite sports moments from podiums. True or false, one of your close friends is Ed O'Neill, and you're also buddies with Stephen A. Smith. Yes,
Yep.
sir? These are true.
Yep.
How do you know Ed O'Neill?
Ed is the one who introduced my son to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And he knew that I'd been boxing and all that, and we always met at the same restaurant. And he convinced Christian Gudigas, who was my son, who wrote Den of Thieves and directed Den of Thieves.
Yes, sir.
And just finished doing the sequel. And my son had been in soccer and boxing. I took him to the ghetto gym, 70th and Hoover, 108th and Broadway, in the 70s and 80s. That's where I used to box. And Ed waxed poetic about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so my son has done it ever since. Now he's a black belt. And so Ed is just very knowledgeable about boxing.
Huge
sports.
boxing, MMA, UFC,
huge.
martial arts.
Absolutely.
Huge
Knows
into
everything
that.
about it.
Yes, he does. And how'd you know Stephen A?
Stephen A., my son said, you got to be on a show.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow I think my PR guy arranged, and we started talking, and it turns out that he, or friends of his and relatives of his, have been watching YNR for years. That's how that came about.
But does he watch the competition? Is that true?
Well, he does. He works in the competition. I'd forget the show's name. And I said, you're doing the wrong show, man. So, but no.
But
Stephen A. is one of the brightest guys I know. He is so quick. He's so fast.
Oh, yeah.
And he sometimes works on General Hospital.
No, that's what I heard.
I forgive him, but yeah.
Well,
anyway.
That's Celebrity True or False with Eric Braeden. I knew that would be dynamite. So if you don't mind, once again, we're going to ask you to put on your Victor Newman finest and your mind and your heart and bring one of the great characters in the history of television to the Rich Eisen Show in the form of reading. We have printed out for you 3 of the best sports soliloquies that we could come up with. And if you don't mind, we'd like you to give us your best Victor Newman interpretation of these moments, Eric Braeden. Is that cool with you once again?
That's cool. Brother.
Okay, we actually have music to help inspire you. First up, Eric Braeden reading the moment on March 1st, 2000, in the bowels of the old Boston Garden when Rick Pitino told us who is not walking through that door. As once again, portrayed by Eric Braeden as Victor Newman. Please.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door, fans. Kevin McHale is not walking through that door. Robert Parrish is not walking through that door. If you expect them to walk through the door, they're going to be gray and old. What we are is young, exciting, hardworking, going to improve. People don't realize that, man. And as soon as they realize that, those 3 guys are not coming through that door, the better this time will be for all of us.
Chris, you lived that moment.
It's still very painful. Still very, very painful. I hate Rick Pitino with the fury of 1,000 suns.
Well, but so was that that engendered the same anger. Well done.
Eric,
well done, Eric.
I'm conflicted.
Next up, Eric Braeden as Victor Newman recounting the moment on September 22nd, 2007, when Oklahoma State's Mike Gundy reminded everyone how old he is with this soliloquy.
That's why I don't read the damn newspaper. It's garbage. The editor that let it come out is garbage. Attacking an amateur athlete for doing everything right. And then you want to write articles about guys that don't do things right and downgrade the one that do make plays. Are you kidding me? Well, we are added in the society, man. Come on, come after me. I'm a man. I'm 82 years old. Not a kid. That's all I got to say. Makes me want to puke.
I appreciate you putting your own personal twist on it, Eric.
Yes.
Last one. Now this one I think is directly up the soap alley, if you will. You know what I'm saying. From January 13th, 2008. Terrell Owens upset at the criticism of Tony Romo, reminding everyone who is his quarterback. Eric Braeden as Victor Newman, please.
This is not about Tony, man. You guys can point the finger at him. You can talk about the vacation. We had a great time down there. You know? If you do that, it's really unfair. It's really, really unfair. It's my teammate, Tony. Tony Romo was my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team. We lost as a team, man. Come on. Not Tony's fault. Shit, man. Come on.
Go. TJ's lost it over there. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Eric Braeden. You're on the Rich Eisen Show.
That's funny.
You are one of one, sir. I always appreciate you coming on this show. Thank you very much.
And I appreciate you and what you're doing. And
Thank you, sir.
man, I love sports. What a job you have. You talk about sports all day.
I'm lucky. We're all lucky to be
Fantastic.
here. We're all lucky to be
Really
here. You know.
Now, I still want to see you and Stephen A.
I appreciate it.
do a sprint.
Oh, the 40? I would have Stephen A. Smith
now we're
out doing the
talking.
40-yard dash in a heartbeat.
No, but he's injured. And he does a lot of boxing now.
Mm-hmm.
And he trains too hard. I said, you can't get in shape in 7 days. It doesn't work. You got to take your time with it. But he goes and works very hard. And then
He
gets
looks
injured.
great. He looks like he's
lost weight.
He definitely has.
He's
You
in
can see
very good
that.
shape now.
Well,
And what we should all do,
yes, sir.
you take me as a European, as a soccer player, we shoot baskets,
Okay.
the three of us,
Let's do it.
for money.
Let's. I didn't expect that that little extra
I have
juice in action. I didn't expect that coming from you.
I
But
have a new knee and a new hip.
okay.
I'm ready.
And how are you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
Fantastic. You look great, sir.
Thanks, man.
You look
Same
good.
to you.
Eric Braeden at Braeden on Twitter, at Eric Braeden Gudikost, right? On
Budagas.
okay, on Instagram. Check him out right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Again, Young and the Restless airs weekdays on CBS. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.